Yes, I'll definitely do that.
Don't do wife husband stuff before you become a wife husband. You asking people to have blind faith in you. Someone's got to know, like, you have the capacity, the desire, the willingness, and it's really who you are. It's not a light switch that you turn on and off. It's who you are. So you really even shouldn't be worried about that. I ain't never even worried about that. I don't got to pick and choose how I show up. It's who I am. So the only thing you're going to get in marriage is more of it. That's so much work. You got to wake up in the morning being like, I ain't married yet, so what am I not about to do? Huh? I can't even help being myself. It's who I am. Why would I gotta turn me off to try to manipulate you into marrying me? What the hell? See, ladies especially will have you thinking that's discernment. It's self-sabotage. Men are like, I'm not doing that. You're not about to withhold, try to get me to give you something. That don't even make sense. You want to withhold from me so that I give you something? That only works on people who don't even like themselves. They like you more than they like them. And some of y'all are counting on a sucker who doesn't know that. Who doesn't know that he does not have to deal with that. That you withholding shouldn't trigger him to give you more. It should trigger him to go away. That's a man who loves himself. It triggers him to go away. Golly. So y'all got me passionate.
I was just saying, okay, Taylor is passionate, huh?
right on time, right?
Yes, yes.
I got one more come sneak in. We got time. Just so you
Okay.
know, it's another one from her too. But go ahead and respond to that one real quick before I play this other one. And it's just, again, in my opinion, I just see her and I love her. But just highlighting what we lost with the breakup of the family.
Yes.
So the dialogue of not doing that is not available. So I'm not blaming women at all for doing it. It's the opposite, as she said, but we're just bringing back the reminder of, although you haven't been taught this is the actual proper way, because in the past you would have seen it through example. So that's just my thoughts on why so many even get taught or learn. But no, you don't do that for whatever, versus becoming, in a sense, a wife. Not for every man or every man you date, but just that concept of, like she said, this is just who I am. And that, in my opinion, gives you a much better opportunity. Your thoughts, Queen?
So I think part of the problem currently is that we are all moving from the negative instead of the affirmative. So even the lessons that we're taught are from the negative. Listen, don't do this, never do that, don't do this. But no one's saying what you should do and how you should move, right? So as far as withholding is concerned, I'm not a proponent of withholding anything, but I am a proponent of giving intentional access. Because the problem with women is that they are either completely closed or they are completely open. So there's no balance, right? So when the conversation comes up around, not doing wife things unless you're a wife, I don't really know what that means to women either, right? I don't know what that means, because if we're in partnership and we're building something together, there's a mutual submission that has to happen.
Absolutely.
Right? You do have to feel that I'll nurture you and that I will nourish you and be a safe space for you. And I also have to feel that I can trust you and rely on you, and you'll provide and you'll protect.
And I have to be vulnerable to show you that. I have to be.
Exactly. We have to be vulnerable. We have to be open. We have to take the risk to be hurt and disappointed in order to really get the things that we want and that we seek. So it's simply about being strategic in your movements from the very beginning so that you're moving towards what you want. But once a person is in your life, it's less about the strategy and it's more about the connection with that individual, trusting yourself to move forward. And so many women don't know how to trust themselves because they've made such poor choices. And then they project that onto men and say, well, I'm not going to give you this because I can't trust that you'll treat me well, when it's really, I can't trust that I'll treat me well. So I'm withholding. But instead of withholding, just being intentional about the level of access that you give folks. You don't let a stranger come into your house. That's stupid. That's unsafe, right? And so the man that you've just met, no, you don't give everything to him. But when you are learning and getting to know each other, there is vulnerability that's needed and openness that's needed in that particular space.
And I'm gonna give sisters a secret. Me and the sister I'm dating now, we talked about this, and she's wonderful, by the way. But anyway,
I love that for you.
Well, yeah, it's dope. It's dope. But we just had a conversation about this very point, so it just came to my head. And I'm gonna play this last cut after this. But I was just highlighting that the era we're in now, and just sisters need to hear this. Like men, especially in their 20s and 30s, men will brag about the sister. Man, she made me wait 3 weeks. They brag about, like, their sisters never heard what I'm saying right now. I'm telling you, amongst men, like, that's a bragging point because that's not the case. So when a sister does, now, guilty of this too, fall head over heels for somebody you really shouldn't even be with, but that alone was a standout because it's so different. Overlooking a bunch of stuff because she respects herself. Like, I just need the sisters to hear. And I seen, and she made me wait 3 weeks. Like, we really point that out. She made me wait a month. We really point that out. So just for sisters to hear that, if even though their pattern may be something else. Just for the
I love that. And I also want to say, from the woman's perspective, and just from growing up in a family of men who want you are willing to take the time to earn you and to work for you. Y'all want to achieve, right? Men have an achievement bias. You want to feel like you earned what you got.
Yes.